Hello everybody, this is Blade Cross EXE, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order. Here we are with a prologue, December 26, 2019. Gonna go ahead and apologize that I didn't finish the Christmas event this year. Me and my wife were traveling a whole lot at the end of the month, and we both got sick at the same time again, so I didn't really have a lot of time to sit down and actually record. But I'll be back next year with the rerun to finish out the story mode. Then unfortunately I did not get a rescue goal. Alright, Prologue, December 26, 2019. No battles, just cutscene. Yeah, I'm still getting over some science garbage, so please excuse my voice. December 26, 2019. Gabriel has completed his mission. He's repaired every singularity, saving mankind from a dire existential threat. The race shift system, which has led him fight to the destruction of proper human history, has been placed on lockdown as of this moment. The servants summoned to Chaldea have been released from their contracts, their tasks complete. Save for Chaldea's acting director, Leonardo da Vinci, every Chaldea servant is gone, vanished from the face of the earth. Oh, well that's not good. I still have to do the pseudo-singularities. Woo! It's morning. Woo! Right. So Christmas is over. Woo! Pardon the intrusion, Master Gabriel. Oh, you're already awake. Good morning, Senpai. You must have been exhausted after all that Christmas cleanup. I'm glad the acting director Da Vinci gave everyone today off. After all, we went a little while last night. It's hard to believe that it's been a whole year since we completed the Grand Order and prevented the incineration of humanity. Yesterday might have been our last opportunity to eat with the staff that we've come to know so well. But we shouldn't be too sad about that. They all have great jobs waiting for them at their next employers. I was also told that you'll be going back to your family's home, Senpai. Do you, know what you'll be doing after that? What about you, Mash? What will you be doing? I'm going to stay at Chaldea for just a little while longer after everyone else leaves. All of our medical data may be safely backed up, but we still have to finish dismantling Chaldea's summoning system, so... Woo! Where are you going? Foe? What was that about? He just ran down the hallway all of a sudden. I better go look for him, make sure he doesn't interfere with everyone else's packing. Please, just relax, Senpai. I'll see you tonight at the farewell party. I guess I'll be saying goodbye to this room then. Maybe I'll stop by the command room. Did you hear the news? They say the inspectors for the inquiry board are already at the foot of the mountain. Apparently they'll be coming here by helicopter once the blizzard dies down. We'll soon have a new director appointed by the Mages Association along with 50 of their flunkies. Saying it's an investigation sanctioned by the UN sounds nice, but let's not kid ourselves about what it is. It's just a hostile takeover. All this time, the higher-ups at the association have written off Chaldea as just another observatory. But the moment they see its value, they swoop down to milk it for all it's worth. Maybe it's weird for me to be upset about this, but I feel sorry for Olga Marie. She never wanted things to turn out this way. Well, that's a surprise. You couldn't stand her back when she was alive. I mean, sure, I remember how she used to yell at us about everything and anything. Plus, she was, well, incompetent. Messed up all the time. But still, when I think back on it, I can't help but be impressed with how well she did despite all that. Honestly, we should have been more considerate of her circumstances. Even if she was the daughter of a lord family, she was just a girl fresh out of school who recently lost her father. I guess, but you just have to set that sort of thing aside when you take a position of power, right? As the heir to the Animuspheres, she should have had the stuff completely covered, no matter what her age or how recent her dad's death was. To be brutally honest, she should never have taken over as a director in the first place, but she claimed the authority it gave her anyway, and look where that got us. Chaldea was nearly obliterated, and we had to beg the Mages Association for help to rebuild it. So it sucks, but if we want Chaldea to keep going, then we have to let this new director take over. And if Olga Marie was still here, you can bet she'd be the first in line to hand off the responsibility. Seeing as the alternative is having it shut down for good. Hey there. Oh. Hey there, candidate Gabriel. Taking a walk around Chaldea? Enjoy it while you can. This is probably your last chance to have a peaceful walk and fond memories here. Once the investigation gets going, there'll be scary security guards walking around like they own the place. You know, maybe I should take a page from your book and go for a walk myself. This might be the last chance I'll get to go wherever I want around here without a security pass. So you're staying here, Dustin? Oh, right. Weren't you just an ordinary engineer? Well, excuse me for being ordinary. This is why I hate talking with you upstart mage jerks. An ordinary engineer. Sure, not everyone who works at Chaldea is a mage. I used to study cosmic rays as a run-of-the-mill physicist before I came here. It was the last director, Marisbury, who offered me the job here. At the time, I was struggling just to get by. I was guessing they wanted me for my experience with particle accelerators. At first I thought he was full of shit. But eventually his earnestness and passion won me over. Before I knew it, I found myself here in the middle of nowhere. That was 15 years ago. As far as I'm concerned, this place is my home now. Is that so? I'm headed to London myself. One of the Clock Tower factions liked me, what they saw, and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. But hey, if they start talking about making a new Chaldea's there, maybe I'll give you a call. We're not kids anymore, right? Nothing wrong with selling your hard-earned expertise to the highest bidder in this day and age. That's just like you, Sylvia. You always were a real piece of work, but I appreciate your consideration, or at least as close as you can get. While you're here, candidate Gabriel, on second thought, let me just call you Gabriel. The inspectors are going to have some questions for you, seeing as you're one of the master candidates. And the Mage Association people are about 10 times more calculating and devious than Sylvia here. I don't think you'll be in any danger as long as Da Vinci's around, but watch out all the same. No matter how horrible they are to you, you can't lose your temper with them. Like they say, the only way to win is to not play. Just smile and nod, and try not to let them get to you. Don't worry, just play the goody two-shoes act and they'll run out of nits to pick soon enough. And you'll be out of there in no time. I agree with that. Besides, you didn't do anything wrong, Gabriel. If push comes to shove, we'll vouch for that ourselves. Given the circumstances, you took the best course of action possible and did everything you could. We can all attest to that, so don't be afraid to hold your head high and tell them, "Yeah, I'm Gabriel, Master of Chaldea and Savior of Humanity. What do you want?" Well, hey, if it isn't Gabriel, how come you're not with MASH? This year's only got a few days left in it, you know? If I were you, I want to make sure I had as happy many memories as possible together with her before I left. I just wanted to say my last goodbye to you. Well, thanks for that. Too bad about the whole last part, though. But never mind that. I still have to finish writing this report. I got some last-minute things I want to take care of before tomorrow. You see. Anyways, you got questions, right? Mind if I keep writing while I answer you? Fine with me. Great. No need to bother telling me what they are. Da Vinci knows what's up. The new director will be here soon. The pending investigation, what's going to happen to Chaldea. So how about we review everything that's happened so far? In the year 2017, Chaldea detected an abnormality in Chaldeas, a simulation of the world as it will be 100 years in the future. The life civilization had gone missing from Chaldeas, which meant that it had observed the end of humanity. We hypothesized that the source of the abnormality lay in 2004, in the Japanese town of Fuyuki. We decided to send Team A, of which MASH was a member, there on experimental ray shift. Unfortunately, the entire team was incapacitated in active sabotage, as there were other masters on standby. That's Chaldea's down 47 masters in a single stroke. But then there was you, Gabriel, the 48th master. You were just a commoner selected to fill a quota, but you ray-shifted successfully. And so, as humanity's last master, the mission preventing mankind's extinction fell to you. That began the Grand Order, our mission to restore humanity. Chaldea went on to fix 7 singularities before finding the final singularity. There, they defeated the King of Mages, the one behind the incineration of humanity, and succeeded at repairing the foundation of human history. That's right. You're the one who officially completed the Order and took back the world for mankind. the very world that you're standing on right now. But your incredible legendary adventures have come to an end, and it's time to return to reality. Frankly, it's time to pass the torch. We've lost 80% of our staff, and we simply can't continue operating as matters stand. So we're getting an influx of new staff from the outside. The formalities were finished about a month ago, and they've just finished choosing new staff last week. Which means they'll now be discussing about what to do about us, which means they've been discussing what to do about us for almost a year. The staff is practically knocking on our doorstep as we speak. In a few days, Chaldea will officially be under new management. A new Chaldea. That's right. We'll have a new director chosen by the Mage Association itself, along with the staff he personally trained. The new director is Gordolf Musik. He's the heir to a fairly well-known family in the Magecraft world. Until he spent pretty much everything he had to snag Chaldea and all its benefits. He probably did that as a show of power to let everyone know that Chaldea is now exclusively under Musik family control. The proceedings are already underway, but it looks like most of our current staff are being let go. But that's not the problem. You'll still be you, even if they kick you out of Chaldea for good. The problem is the UN inspectors who will be coming along with them. Grand Order or not, there's no denying Chaldea broke a whole mess of regulations. Changing personnel without clearing it in the Mage Association, disclosing high-class information to low-level personnel, overusing servant summons when they were supposed to be limited to up to 7 servants, conducting gray shifts without UN authorization. As far as they're concerned, these are all major crimes, even though we didn't do anything wrong, or even though we were fighting to protect humanity. Exactly. Not a single one of us did anything for our own personal benefit. Couldn't even if we wanted to, in fact, seeing as we were the only humans left in the entire world. But unfortunately, that meant less than nothing to them. Sure, they could see what we were fighting against in the data. The year-long global blank, the traces of singularities left behind on Sheba. Unbelievable as the incineration of humanity might be, the Association had to admit that it really did happen. For them, the data is just that. Data. All they had to say in response was, so what? As far as they're concerned, the world ended while they were sleeping, and by the time they woke up, it was all back to normal. The only thing they see is the scores of the dead. The only thing they could see is the scores of the dead, the valuable master candidate who were injured, and the litany of rules Chaldea broke while it was going on. So this investigation is taking place to determine if these acts were deliberate. In the eyes of the Association, the staff of Chaldea is nothing more than a band of criminals. Of course, that's why I'm writing all these reports, to prove that this is all just a big misunderstanding. Since data is all they've got to work with, data is how we're going to cover our asses. Once I prove everything the Chaldea did was in order to preserve humanity, not to betray it, my work here will finally be done. And then the weight of everything he stuck with me will finally be off my shoulders, including you, Gabriel. So, what is this paperwork you're going to file? Mostly our servant usage records, and our servants' current conditions. I know that you don't think of them that way, but servants are extremely powerful weapons, you know? So as far as people on the outside are concerned, this is of critical importance, since it has to do with their own safety. Oh, and there's one more serious issue that you should be aware of, especially since it concerns you directly. The blast in the command room left all 47 of those masters with horrific injuries. With all of them near death, we cryogenically froze them in their coffins. We've slowly been thawing them out, one by one, over the past year. Now, only the 7 Team A masters whose coffins were still active when the blast went off, again, the entire team, save for MASH, remain in cryo-storage. It's good but hard to thaw and revive them, you see, so we kept putting it off until they were in perfect condition. Once the investigation gets underway, we should finally be able to revive them thanks to the new staff who specialize in healing spells. And I'm guessing that once that happens, some of these Team A masters are going to take over as the new masters of Chaldea. The new director has been saying that he won't need you anymore, and that you'll be relieved of your position within the year. Because he's already got his eye on the other masters he trusts from distinguished mage families. Anyway, I know this is a lot to deal with, but don't you worry. I'll take care of everything. I haven't spent the last 6 months preparing for this day for nothing. Hey, Holmes. I believe you mean we, Leonardo da Vinci. After all, I am the one who did most of the work investigating the Association's movements, anonymizing the spirit origin graph, and dismissing the servants. Not that it was especially onerous for me, of course. Well, What does that word mean? Never seen that before. Huh? Why are you... Ah yes, precisely the sort of reaction I was hoping for. That makes all the time I spent hiding in the shadows worthwhile. Why'd you have to let someone, even him, know you were here, Holmes? Sorry about that, Gabriel. The fact that Holmes is here is the toppest of top secrets. I've not so much as included my name in any of the reports on the association. As far as they know, Sherlock Holmes was never among the heroic spirits summoned to Chaldea, and I mean to keep it that way. I guess you could call this kind of an insurance policy, just in case everything goes south. South? Indeed. In the event that we face an enemy we cannot see, we will need an ally the enemy cannot see in turn, hence our extreme caution. Of course, I'm no fighter. Should things turn violent, I won't hesitate to retreat to the workshop. But what about your Baritsu? The Baritsu is strictly for self-defense. If armed assailants were to attack, I'd only be able to protect myself. Whoa, easy there. Things may get heated, but they're not going to turn violent. The main reason I had Holmes stay behind was to help with something that I've been working on. You see, Holmes is an even more skilled scientist and mage than his stories let on. So I figured that he would be the perfect choice to help me come up with a little something I've been building. What is that? Look at this. Just an ordinary briefcase, right? But its contents are more valuable than all the treasures in this world combined. We still haven't finished moving everything around, so I can't take it out just yet, but we should be done in another 5 days. If my calculations are correct, and they always are, it'll be done before we have to leave Chaldea. I'll tell you what it is then. I most heartily concur. Now then, I think I shall return to the workshop. And don't worry. If a time shall come when you are imprisoned, and that is when I shall reveal my most secret technique. So, like a super Baritsu? Oh, come on, he was obviously talking about lockpicking. Any decent detective is an expert with lockpicks.